Hi! April has come and gone, so it means it is time for me to show you the books that I got in April. Sometimes you don't need any more of an intro than that. Alright, the first one I have is Aurabel. I'm not even entirely sure how to pronounce this, but it is the new book by Laura Dockrill. You might remember me talking about Lorelei, which was her first mermaid novel. It was published when I was still working on hotkey books, but this is the second part in the series. I don't actually know if you can read this on its own. You might be able to. They've also redone the Lorelei cover, so it matches this now, but I think this is absolutely gorgeous. I loved Lorelei. The writing of it was so like colorful and raw and I really liked it. So I am very much looking forward to reading Aurabel. Have I said that this is about mermaids yet? I think I have. The subtitle for this is A Mermaid with a Sting in Her Tail. Then next I have 2 Dutch books. So I'm sorry if you don't speak Dutch. I don't know if these have been translated. But I went on a trip to the Netherlands recently and I want to read more Dutch fiction. So I picked up 2 books and I figured I would show it to you anyway. So number 1 is one that is always on everyone's Dutch literature list in high school. I never read it, so I figured it was time, and it is Het Gouden Ei, or The Golden Egg by Tim Krabbé. I actually have no idea what this is about, but I think that'll be a good way of going into it. You guys will know the English equivalents of the books that are always on your literature list, and this is one of them. I'm gonna check if this has actually been translated into English, and if it has, I might review it at some point. The next Dutch book I got is Kom hier dat ik u kus, which is basically kind of like come here so I can kiss you, and it is by Griet Op de Beeck, and it's the story of a girl called Mona. You meet her when she's a kid, when she's 24 years old, and when she is 35, and it is one of those books that you will just see in bookshops everywhere. So many Dutch people talk about it, so I was quite curious. There's a picture of the author on the back, so I'll be checking that out. Alright, back to the English books now. So I have 2 sort of graphic novels / illustrated novels. So the first one is Spill Zone by Scott Westerfeld. You might remember him as the author of the Ugly series, which are some of the first dystopian and YA books I ever read, so that is really cool. With Alex Puvilland as well. It says, no entry, no photos, no survivors. The zone defies understanding. There was an event in New York that ruined Addison's hometown, and that is probably what has created the Spill Zone. I love the illustrations. Let me just show you. Color scheme is kind of different on every page, but the illustrations look really, really cool. Let's see if I have another example. Here's another one. I think I'm gonna devour this in one go. I'm really excited, and I will let you guys know what I think. As a side note, because I forgot to mention it for the first 2, all the books in this video, besides the Dutch ones, were sent to me for review. The next one I have is a preview edition, or a proof, and it is Thornhill by Pam Smy. It's very shiny. What it says on the back is, listen, take a breath, open up this curious black book and allow yourself to be absorbed in it. So it has all these illustrations, lots of black pages, and then lots of like full pages of text as well. It's either middle grade or YA, but yeah, that's that one. The next one I have is one that I picked up and I was like, I don't know how to pronounce this. I'm gonna go with Ghochar. First of all, this cover is amazing. Also, the end papers have little ants on them. I'm not sure if you can see that. It's very little. It says, when an impoverished but close-knit family undergoes an almost miraculous change in fortune, allegiances and desires realign, and tensions build unstoppably towards a devastating conflict. The author is an acclaimed Indian author, and it says here as well, the family's world becomes Ghachar, Ghochar, a nonsense phrase that, to the restless, unnamed narrator of the book, comes to mean something entangled beyond repair. Quite mysterious, but I'm excited to check it out. And then finally, I received this lovely box with leaves in it, which has the new novel by Patrick Ness. It's called Release, is here in spot UV, so you can sort of see in the reflection. Sometimes the end of the world is the start of your life. Now, Patrick Ness, obviously known for his YA books. It's Saturday, it's summer, and although he doesn't know it yet, everything in Adam Thorne's life is going to fall apart. The only book I've ever read by Patrick Ness so far is A Monster Calls, so I think it's time to try some of his other books, and the new one is a great one to start with. Alright, so those were the books that I got in April. I hope you enjoyed this haul. Links to all of the books, as usual, will be in the description, and I'll see you later. Doei!